In a small village, cradled between mountains, where peace floated on the air and rivers danced through green fields, people lived in constant fear of the blue mist. Every year, it would descend into the valley, a silent, chilling blanket. They believed a sleeping dragon, deep within the mountains, sent the mist as a warning sign to leave him undisturbed in his eternal rest. This was the legend, whispered from one generation to the next, a story woven into the very fabric of their lives. But a young girl named Maya never believed those old tales. To her, they were nothing more than village legends, crafted to frighten children and keep them from wandering too far into the wild unknown. Maya was different. She was curious, brave, and her heart was full of wonder. She didn't see a threat in the mist. She saw a mystery waiting to be solved. While others huddled by their fires, she would gaze out her window, dreaming of discovering the truth with her own eyes. One foggy night, as the blue mist covered the village like a sea, something extraordinary happened. A soft whisper, carried on the damp air, found its way to Maya's ears. It seemed to come from the forest, a voice both ethereal and urgent. "Maya, come to me. Help me, before I fade away." Fear pricked at her heart, a cold, sharp feeling. But beneath the fear, she felt something else, a profound sadness in that voice. It wasn't dangerous. It was desperate. Holding her small lantern, its warm glow a tiny star against the encroaching blue, she gathered her courage. With a deep breath, she stepped out into the night and followed the sound into the woods. The familiar path was now a strange and alien landscape. Trees loomed like silent giants, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The deeper she went, the thicker the mist became, swirling around her ankles, her waist, until she was swimming in a sea of blue. Then she saw it. Through the dense fog, a faint blue glow pulsed between the trees. It was a beacon, a soft, inviting light in the overwhelming darkness. Drawn by an instinct she couldn't explain, she followed it. The light grew stronger, brighter, leading her to the mouth of a great cave she had never seen before. The walls of the cave themselves seemed to be the source of the light, glowing with a mysterious, otherworldly luminescence. Taking another shaky breath, Maya stepped inside, and she froze in awe. Before her lay a massive dragon. Its scales shimmered like 1,000 sapphires, but its magnificent wings were torn and tattered. Its eyes, which should have burned with ancient fire, glowed faintly with a deep and weary sorrow. The great beast stirred, and its voice, deep and tired, echoed in the vast chamber. "I am not the monster they fear, Maya," it rumbled. The sound less a roar and more a sigh. "I am their protector, but my strength is fading, and the mist they dread is only my cry for help." Maya stepped closer, her earlier fear melting away, replaced by a wave of empathy. The Great Protector was wounded. Trembling, she found her voice and whispered, "How can I help you?" The dragon's sorrowful eyes softened, a flicker of hope in their depths. "Long ago," he explained, his voice gaining a little strength, "a blue crystal, my heart of light, was taken from me. It was stolen, and with it, my power began to wane. Without it, I will vanish forever, and the valley will lose its guardian." He looked directly at her. "Only a human with a pure heart can find it and return it to me." "Ah, pure earth." The words resonated within Maya. She didn't know if her heart was pure, only that it was telling her to help this magnificent, suffering creature. She nodded, her resolve hardening. "I will find it," she promised. With the dragon's guidance, she ventured deeper into the mountain, leaving the glowing cavern behind. The path was treacherous, twisting and turning through dark, forgotten tunnels. Shadows danced on the walls, whispering her name in chilling voices, and the rocks themselves seemed alive, trying to block her way. But she didn't stop. The image of the dragon's sad eyes pushed her forward. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she entered a small, hidden chamber. And there it was. Resting on a natural stone pedestal was the crystal. It was small, yet it pulsed with an intense blue light, beating softly like a living heart. It was beautiful and powerful, With trembling hands, Maya carefully lifted the crystal. It was warm to the touch, humming with a gentle energy that flowed into her, chasing away her fatigue. She carried it back, retracing her steps through the labyrinthine caves. When she returned to the dragon, she held out the crystal. He lowered his great head, and she gently placed it into his outstretched claws. The moment the crystal touched his scales, a blinding blue light erupted, filling the entire cave, pushing back every shadow. The dragon roared, not a sound of pain, but of pure, unbridled power. He rose to his feet, spreading his wings, and Maya gasped. They were whole again, majestic and vast, catching the light like faceted jewels. With another triumphant roar, he launched himself from the cave, soaring into the night sky. As he flew, the blue mist that had blanketed the valley for so long scattered like shards of light, revealing the stars above. The next morning, the villagers woke to a world transformed. For the first time in years, the skies were crystal clear. They looked up towards the mountains, their source of fear, and saw a majestic blue dragon flying gracefully above the peaks, its scales glittering in the morning sun. It wasn't a monster. It was a guardian. From that day on, the people no longer feared the mist. When it occasionally drifted down from the peaks, they smiled. They called it the breath of the blue guardian, a gentle reminder of the brave girl who faced the unknown, who listened to a whisper of sadness, and who single-handedly turned fear into hope for everyone. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you enjoyed this journey with Maya and her dragon, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel for more adventures. We'd love to have you as part of our community. See you in the next video.